gotta say, I think this is the most fascinating interview of the year, if not the last 5 years. I can't remember the last time I saw a politician actually being grilled on ideology. Not just on policy or, buzzwords or talking points. Because, most of the time you see a politician and they have someone on their side that agrees with them, just, asking softball questions or asking questions to inform the public what to think. And so it's very rare that you actually see someone be sat down and have a genuine introspection into the politics mind. And I think this interview with Tucker Carlson is definitely worth watching. But one of the aspects of it, these 2 minutes, I have found to be the most enlightening and the most fascinating minutes of my life, because it finally helped me understand that there are 2 major philosophies on the internet right now. You have the Anglosphere philosophy, and then you have the Eastern European, I would say even Japanese, a little bit of Asian mixture philosophy in it as well. So let's listen to what the conversation is about, and then we can discuss these clashing philosophies.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably not, but they share a lot.
Really?
We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other, and I assume all of our allies spy on us.
And that's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all... Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the...
Right, he goes in a tangent that I think he lost this debate. But the thing is, a lot of people are focusing on Israel and Iran because it's, the current issue. And people are extremely polarized and very emotional. And so they miss the philosophy. They will just see this issue, and if you take a side or try to debate it, they will think you're siding with Israel or Iran. And so I want to make it clear, this is not about the current issue. I don't care about Israel or Iran. It's not my problem. It's in another place of the world. I generally don't care about it. But what I do care is this type of philosophy, right? Where you have Ted Cruz saying, this is how the world works. This is something happening. This is observable. This is what's happening in the world. And then you have Tucker Carlson asking the moral question, well, do you like it? And the reason I find it fascinating is because I see it all the time. And I always got into fights and arguments with people from the Anglosphere, and I generally didn't know why. And it's because, there's this lack of understanding, this disconnect. Let me explain, if I understand that human beings have this thing called humanity, that they have some things that can be changed, but there are other things that, especially when dealing with groups of people, they are inherently there because it's part of humanity. So, for instance, tribes of people are inherently distrustful. And so when you have an alliance between 2 groups of people, they will always realize that the alliance is not forever, and they will be a little bit distrustful of one another. And once you understand that this is the golden rule, this will always happen, this has happened, it will happen, it constantly happens. When you understand this, then you're armed to actually move around it. You're armed in order to make decisions based around this universal truth. And so what you do is you start spying on your allies, because they spy on you, and you set limits, right? This is how much I'm willing to tolerate, because I know spying will happen, but this is the level that I'm willing to allow it to happen. Any more than that, and there's going to be consequences. And you also know that, okay, well, I can spy on other people too, because they spy on me as well, right? And once you understand that this is the way the world works, once you understand that this is the universal truth, you can then plan around it. But the problem is it's not mortal, right? It shouldn't be this way. No one thinks that it should be this way, but it just happens. And so here is where you have Tucker Carlson asking, well, do you like it? And the question is do you like it? It's kind of like being asked, do you like a flood? No, I don't like a flood. Well, why do you allow it to happen? Well, I don't allow it to happen. It just is, so if you're explaining it, if you think it just is, then you're justifying it. You're causing the flood. You're encouraging the flood. What the fuck are you talking about, right? And then you realize that a lot of Western politics is simply based on morality and grandstanding. It's not based on like what is the reality? How can we move around it? How can we be more effective? No, it's like, am I being perceived as being moral? And this is what's happening with Ted Cruz, right? Like he has certain policies that he's not even willing to explore. Like he doesn't even know the population of Iran because he doesn't need to. Like his policy is morality. Like all the other conservatives that I'm with, like they believe that this is the moral thing to do, so I have to do it. There's no more introspection. There's no more, second thinking or analyzing or individuality. No, it's like, this is the moral thing. If I don't do the moral thing, then I'm being viewed immoral by my base. And then there's going to be consequences. And the thing is, like, this is one way of doing things. I'm not going to criticize the Anglosphere for the way they're running their country. Obviously, they're running it a lot better than, Asia or Eastern Europe or other places that don't think this way. But what I am saying is that there is a different path, Like here in Eastern Europe, for instance, if you have a corrupt politician that governs properly and gets results, people would still vote for them despite the fact that he's corrupt. While in America, you may have an incompetent politician that's a disaster as a governor, but people will vote for him because he's moral. And this is the clash of ideologies. Now, to compare politics in a way that more people can understand what I'm talking about, I think the best way to compare politics is to compare them with the economy, especially with the stock market. Like, the stock market is very interesting because the way it works is purely fueled on belief. Like, if people believe that a stock is worthless, then the stock plummets. If people believe that a stock is priceless, then the stock goes up. Even though in reality, you still have like the same amount of factories, the same amount of people is producing the same thing, it operates purely on belief. And the way it actually works is based on supply and demand, right? The thing is, like, the supply, that's real. You can't change it. Like, that actually exists in reality. The demand, however, that's built around the mindset. That's built around thought. And so once you understand, like, okay, the supply is there, and then you can shape your demand around it, it's a much better understanding, in my opinion, than to say, well, no, hold on. What do you mean there's not enough food? Do you like it? Like, that's not moral. Why isn't there enough food? No, there has to be enough. There has to be enough food for everybody, right? And this is what Ted Cruz is trying to say, that socialism doesn't work. Is because, like, they refuse to accept certain realities of the world, which may not be moral. Like, the universe itself, nature, is not always moral. It has certain things that are moral and certain things that are immoral. And so once you understand, like, for instance, there's not enough food for everybody, well, if you take that into account, then you have to make measures built around that aspect, even though the measures may upset people because they would be immoral, like food rationing or some people getting left behind, so on and so forth. But they're pragmatic, they're realpolitik, they're grim measures that have to be made because of the way reality is shaped. But anyway, right, I really like this interview. I suggest people watch it beginning to end. Like, there's a lot of introspective things that have been said. Many stuff that I was wondering, like, why are politicians never being challenged with this? I understand that Donald Trump didn't like the interview. They said that Tucker Carlson is paid by Iran or Qatar. I don't know, I think like Qatar. Let's say he was. A politician should be able to face a journalist even if the journalist is paid by foreign actors. Because at the end of the day, what he did was to ask questions. A politician, especially someone that's interested in governing or serving millions of people, like, has to know how to face a debate, even if, like, someone from Qatar themselves came down and started asking these questions. So I don't think, like, that's a proper rebuttal. It's like, oh, he was paid by bad people. Okay, he was paid by bad people, but he asked questions. You need to know how to answer the questions if you're a politician. In my opinion, Ted Cruz didn't do very well. He did above average, though, compared to other American politicians, like way above average. But not very well in this type of hostile interview. And the reason for it is because I don't think American politicians are used to be challenged on their visions. Like, they're not used to be challenged on key topics. They used to be. Like, if you got the politician from the 90s and you placed him in the chair where Ted Cruz is sitting and you got him to answer Tucker Carlson's question, I think he would have managed to demolish Tucker Carlson. But I guess you work with what you have. You know, these are like some of the best politicians that America has today. I'm sorry to say, but like Ted Cruz did a lot better than AOC would have done, or any of the, or Kamala Harris, or you know, like other politicians that America can produce. I think like Ted Cruz is still, even if you disagree with his politics, which I'm sure a lot of you do, is still good in a rhetorical point of view. You know, in a debate format. I think he does better than most others. Which is why it's so popular. Like, a lot of people have heard about Ted Cruz. But even that is not enough, it seems, to perform well in such a interview. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.